Fellas, Gabon is rejoining the African Union once more after being banned for 20 months. This was because of the military coup that they had. Uganda. Elon Musk is bringing in Starlink very fast. Uganda has accepted to work with Elon Musk on Starlink installation. Is this good news or a danger to national security? What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. We're going to get into this very quickly. Gabon, here's a map. Country has been through some situation. Now Gabon is getting back into the African Union after being banned for 20 months. And you're probably asking yourself why. Because Gabon had a coup d'etat, meaning they overthrew the government of Ali Bongo. The government had been in power for over 40 years. That the father, Bongo, and the son combined together. Crazy stuff. And then later on, the father used to have a bodyguard. The bodyguard is this man. As you can see, the father and the bodyguard. The father used to have a bodyguard named Brice Clotaire Oligui. After the father's death, the son took over power. He became the president. But the guy was running the country to the gutter. And look at him here. He was about to fall over. He was sick in France, but still wanted to hold on to power. So this president, Ali Bongo, had a stroke. And he was bad. But he still wanted to run the country with one leg not functioning. Look at him here. That's how bad he was. Later on, the bodyguard of his father overthrew him and took over power. That's the man here. Clotaire Oligui Nguema. He was the chief security of the presidents. He decided enough is enough. The people have suffered. I'm taking over the power. He took it by force.
We have decided to defend peace by putting an end to the current regime. To this end, the general elections of the 26th of August, 2023, and the truncated results are canceled. The borders are closed until further notice. All the institutions of the Republic are dissolved.
Now, after he did that, the African Union excluded Gabon from its sessions. So the African Union suspended Gabon in the same way they did with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Now, very recently, this man, Clotaire Oligui Nguema, organized the elections, with which he won for about 97% in the election. Well, do you think it's correct? Question mark. Can you win with 97% in a country that's divided in terms of mindset? Question mark. But the bottom line is he had the elections and the African Union is happy with him. And clearly that's the reason why they feel like we can authenticate him because he's held the election. Let's welcome him back. Why is this being done? Clearly, it's a message being sent to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger that have not held elections since they took over the power. They say they need more time before organizing elections. They need to situate the country. They're still at war against terrorism, which is not the case with Gabon. Now, Clotaire Oligui is the president that had a very strong meeting with the government people, telling them, I am reducing your salaries. If you're not happy, you can leave.
L'administration provisoire nous amène à ce qui suit. La revue des salaires et des avantages à la baisse. Celui qui n'est pas content, il dépose sa démission.
Since he's coming to power, he's been very strong with the government, trying to tackle corruption, trying to find a way to get electricity for Gabon, because Gabon is suffering from a lack of electricity. But many dissidents, many people believe he manipulated the election and he didn't win accordingly. He just acted like a soldier, taking over the power. After testing power for a few months, he said, you know what? I'm not giving power to a civilian. I'm staying over. Do you think he truly won the election with 97% or he just manipulated things? Let me know how you feel about that. And now we're going to Uganda. The Pearl of Africa. Beautiful place, lovely people. You gotta visit Uganda if you have never. Well, President Yoweri Museveni confirmed productive meeting with Starlink representative. Yes, fellas, Starlink moving now to Uganda. He had a discussion with the company with the plan of establishing a presence in Uganda. President Museveni expressed support for Starlink commitment to providing low-cost internet in an underserved areas, welcoming their interest in the country. However, it remains unclear whether Starlink has formally applied for an operation license in Uganda. We know, fellas, that Starlink has been trying to gain ground in the African continent. In some places, they've been installed, like Nigeria, but in some other places, it's been very bumpy, like South Africa. That's required Starlink to give up 30% equity to the locals, especially black people. So black South Africans should own at least 30% of Starlink if Starlink is to operate in South Africa. Why? Because that's the constitution of South Africa. As per labor law, that's how it goes. Starlink was not happy with that. Elon Musk got very angry and said South Africa was a racist country, and why does he have to give 30%? Well, every company in South Africa provides 30% equity. It's not for free. South Africans have to buy 30%, so you don't have the monopoly of a company in their land. Do they have the rights to do that? Well, it's their country, it's their law. You also know that Starlink applied for a license in Lesotho. In Lesotho, it was very complicated as well, because Lesotho has a very similar law as South Africa, asking for 30% equity. Elon Musk wasn't ready to pay for that. And as soon as Lesotho refused to issue Elon Musk with a license, Donald Trump hit Lesotho with 50% tariffs. Do you remember that? Same for South Africa, 34% tariff, accusing them of being racist. While Lesotho folded very quickly, allowing Elon Musk to come and start operation, issuing him with a license, and he doesn't have to pay 30% or anything. However, now Elon Musk is moving up north. They are in Uganda, having discussion with the president himself. While Starlink is not officially available in Uganda, some users have reported accessing the service through roaming options. This suggests that Starlink satellites may be accessible from Uganda, but without a local license. The service is not officially supported or endorsed. What are the kind of prices that will be expected in Uganda to pay for Starlink? They're looking approximately between 357,000 shillings and 460,000 shillings. The prices are subject to change and may vary based on local economic and condition and regulatory factors. Now, how is this going to be in Uganda? Because Uganda is a very interesting country. Because yes, fellas, Uganda has a history of shutting down internet during period of political unrest and elections. So what's going to happen? And Elon Musk is known for being very strong. He doesn't cede or concede to pressure like that. The shutdown in Uganda are often justified by the government as necessary measure to maintain national security and prevent violence. So the government during unrest, sometimes during elections, will have internet shut down in Uganda. So they will ask service providers to shut down internet. And if it's not that, they will perhaps shut down WhatsApp or Facebook or other avenues.
And I think majority of the people are not happy because communication, we had become addicted to WhatsApp, Facebook and all that. And all of a sudden, it's blackout and it's no more. So life has become so hard, we cannot communicate to the rest of our people domestically and internationally.
Will Elon Musk be ready to bend over for that? That's going to be a big question. Or will Uganda accept to have Elon Musk operating in Uganda without having to necessarily accept every 100% of things that they ask Elon Musk to do? Now, how does Uganda get internet right? Through these cables, underwater cables. You can see on the map, it's called Eastern African Submarine Cable System. These are undersea cable link Uganda to global internet hubs via Kenya, Tanzania, providing high-capacity broadband. So basically, Uganda gets its internet through and via Kenya and Tanzania. Now with Starlink, which is a constellation of satellites, Uganda can get internet in every area of Uganda with no difficulty. So yes, Uganda has a documented history of internet shutdown during sensitive period. In January 2021, the government imposed a nationwide internet blackout a day before the presidential election, lasting over 100 hours. This action was taken after Facebook removed account linked to the government, leading to accusation of election interference. So basically, Facebook removed the account linked to the government. And the government was very angry. And up until now, Facebook is not authorized to function to operate in Uganda. In order to access Facebook from Uganda, you need to use VPN. Now, was Facebook right to block an account that belongs to a free government? Is the government wrong to say because you blocked an account that belongs to us, we're going to say goodbye to you, you don't operate in our country anymore? Is that a sign of sovereignty, perhaps, from Uganda? Let me know how you feel about that. Is this acceptable or not? So that's what it is, fellas. Gabon's got a brand new president. He's a soldier like Ibrahim Traoré and them, but the difference is he's a very good friend of the friend. Absolutely nothing to do with Traoré and all of them. He's been reinstated into the African Union. Gabon is welcome back because they say they've held elections. Now many people feel like even though he toppled the president, nothing's changed, because he still works with the French. True freedom for many Africans is to get away from colonialism, and they feel like Gabon has not achieved that. How do you feel about that? Starlink pushing into Uganda now. Clearly they've not asked for a license officially, but they're trying to enter. Is Elon Musk profiting from the Donald Trump regime to implant himself in every single African country? Now, do you understand that if you provide a service provider, internet service provider, access to your country, you give them access to your personal data, including that of the president and the government. So that means if Musk wants to access what belongs to the president or the security of each country, he can do just that. And also if Musk wants to shut you down for whatever reason, like he did with Ukraine, when they refused to cooperate with the United States of America, they can do that. Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. God bless.